Good morning, culés. It is time to wake up and Barça, live Barcelona news coming at you right here from the Undefeated channel. In today's episode, we're going to be doing a little match preview for Barcelona's upcoming fixture against Mallorca. It is the first of many wild matches coming up in October, so we're going to do a little preview on what the predicted lineup is going to be. That's going to include an injury update. We've got some good news. We've got some bad news. We'll go over what we think is going to be the outcome in terms of the scoreline. There is a live poll going that you can participate in right now. And then we'll talk about whatever else comes up conversationally. All right. We're going to have a little bit of caffeine. We're going to go over all the news coming out of the Camp Nou. But most importantly, we'll have some good conversation with our fellow culés. So if you want to be part of that conversation, subscribe to the channel. Let's go ahead and kick things off the right way, my friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuning in to the Undefeated Mustache John.
All right, my friends, good morning to you all. Like I said, today's episode is going to include a match preview for Mallorca hosting Barcelona. We'll get to that in just one moment. First, I want to give a little injury update. We'll jump over to Rashad Rahman here. It says, just in, Koundé has already started doing field work. His goal is to be there for El Clasico, so he's not going to be ready for this match.
Ladies and gentlemen,
it's going to be that kind of day, folks. It's going to be that kind of day. Stash mods reset the counter. Mistakes have been made. Oh, man, I was on a good streak there, too. I don't know what it was on, but I was on a good streak. Anyway, might as well just pause, turn, say my good mornings, have a little bit of coffee. Did not get a lot of sleep last night, so let me say hello to the Stash Squad, see who's hanging out with us. Then we'll jump back over to the news. We'll talk about Koundé. We'll talk about Dembele. We'll go over lineups, preview, prediction for Mallorca, all that jazz. But let me first turn to the chat. Ryan Scott, look at you, good sir. Appreciate you always making those donations a big financial backer of this channel. So Ryan Scott says, keep up the good content. I will do my best, sir. You keep showing up. I'll keep producing the content. We got Levi here. Levi, I was just thinking about you the other day, man. Good to see you. Glad you are here and alive. Only Juan, good morning, sir. Chris E. as well. Hello, hello. My stash mod, Ayush, resetting the streak counter for me. Anthony, good morning to you, sir. Roger Wallace, good morning. Roger in the house, indeed. Excuse me. Getting some burps out of the way early morning. What else? Someone had a good question in the chat here. Only Juan says, are you going to be doing anything special for the World Cup? Maybe track all the World Cup player call-ups that Barcelona has. We'll be doing some World Cup content for sure. I can't specifically say what matches I'll cover, but USA, Spain, Argentina, those three countries probably going to see some live streams. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you turn on notifications. We'll get to that conversation later down the road, of course. Landreth, hello. Levi says, remember when we used to call Braithwaite Goatweight? What a traitor. I wouldn't go as far as to say a traitor, but he's certainly not putting the club first. But whatever. We don't need to start off talking about Braithwaite by any means whatsoever. As I was saying before I restarted my intro like a silly goose, just in, Koundé already started doing field work. His goal is to be there for El Clasico. This is Rashad Rahman quoting Javi Miguel, so two reliable resources. And that's good news, folks. Not going to be available for the next couple of weeks. But if Koundé can be back for El Clasico, that means he'll also be back for that return fixture against Bayern Munich. Those are really the two biggest ones on the calendar. Yes, they're all meaningful. They're all important. But if we can get Koundé back for those two, that would be incredible. Speaking of players returning from injury, this one actually ended up being minor, but this is not injury related. This is contract related. So a little sidebar before we get into the match preview for Mallorca hosting Barcelona. Sharing a tweet from Talk FCB here. Says, I would love to see us get Dembele renewed ASAP. Let's wrap it up nice and early. Avoid any drama and keep this going. While I appreciate that sentiment, and I am enjoying what Dembele is producing on the pitch, I went on quite a long tirade yesterday in a conversation with Buga Luis and Barça Boy, which you will see on Buga's channel coming up later. We'll talk more about that, put a pin in that. I need to see more from Dembele over a longer period of time. I agree that Dembele has turned things around. His mentality has changed. The effort is there. The energy is there. He just needs to stay fit and he needs to keep producing. But I'm not willing to shell out a big contract that will surely include a salary increase until I see that consistently over the course of this year. So for context, Dembele signed a 2-year contract. What that means strategically is that he has 1 year to prove that he can stay healthy and put the ball in the back of the net, and then we will extend that contract this summer, or he asks for unreasonable compensation and we sell him, or he doesn't keep performing for the remainder of the year and we sell him. We're not going into next season with Dembele on a 1-year contract. I guarantee it. Not happening. While, again, I appreciate the sentiment from Talk FCB, and I could be talked into getting on that train, on that Dembele hype train. But I've been burned. I've been burned before. So, again, loving what I'm seeing from Dembele. I'm in favor of starting negotiations right now, but no pen to paper, no offer on the table until we see what happens back end of the season, January, February, March. That's when we can start actually saying, all right, Dembele, here's what we've seen from you. Here's what we're willing to offer. All right? That's my thoughts, is that I would not offer Dembele a new contract right now. Because who's to say he doesn't just slide right back to his old ways, start slacking off, starts picking up injuries, this and that. So for me, yes to a Dembele extension, but not until the spring of 2023. That still gives us time to evaluate and avoid any drama going into that last year of his contract. Let me know what you think in the chat. If you're watching this on replay, let me know down in the comments. Would you renew Dembele? If so, when would you like to get that done? And does he deserve a salary increase? Because that, of course, is going to be a talking point. Let me know your thoughts, my friends. I'd love to hear from you. Excuse me. Let me get a little bit of coffee and we'll keep the conversation going. I'll turn to the chat. And then it'll be time for the Barcelona Mallorca match preview. Ryan Scott says, do you think Xavi will play Alba or Alonso at right back? I don't think so. There's definitely some variables. We're going to talk about it. I've got a prediction for what Xavi's going to go with, but it is not a left back in the right position, in the right back position. Gene, how we doing, sir? Says, I was pretty confident until also Bellerin got injured. Yeah, it's a thorn in the side right now. Absolutely. Levi says, Dembele contractor news. Did I walk through a time machine? No, not quite yet, but we knew this was coming with just a 2-year contract. We knew this was coming. It was basically just putting a Band-Aid over the situation to see how Dembele was going to respond. Just kind of bought us a little bit of time there. Roger says, do you think Xavi should play the athletic players at right back or use one of the left backs? We'll get to that. We will get to that. There could be some Barça B call-ups. In fact, there are going to be some Barça B call-ups. We'll get to that because we're going to look at a starting 11 plus who's on the bench. And just based off of the number of injuries, we're going to have to call up some Barça athletic players. So that is happening. Royston saying Rafinha is a good player. Absolutely. Looking for a little bit more from him in front of goal, but I think that's going to come. Absolutely. It's been a hot start from Rafinha. I think he's going to continue on. Aditya says, Ansu lost his pace. Ferran is disappointing. Ansu is still recovering from injury. He's not 90 minutes match fit, so I don't think it's fair to say he's lost his pace. I would say he's holding back a bit. I think that's fair to say. And Ferran Torres, again, had a great conversation with Barça Boy and with Buga Luis. That is going to be up on Buga's channel later on. Just had that conversation last night. He's going to be posting some clips later today, so look out for that. But with that said, Ferran Torres, we got to give him some time. He's going to produce. Don't worry. Got to give him some time, though. Gene says, just like yourself, I need to see more from Dembele on the field. The first big game he played versus Bayern, he was awful. Fair. But regarding his mentality, I think that he's here to stay with him being a father. Yeah, everyone's talking about how being a father has really changed Dembele's attitude, his mentality. And I agree, the timing of it certainly does line up. And it makes sense, not to get into it, but people generally have an opportunity to change when they have children, offspring, whatever. Anyway, folks, we don't need to talk about children. We're not here to talk about that. What we are going to talk about is a little match preview for Mallorca hosting Barcelona. Like I said, this is the first match kicking off a wild month of fixtures for Barcelona. So this is a little appetizer, if you will. This is going to be Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you are tuned in to this channel about 10 minutes before kickoff. We'll be live. We'll go over the lineups, which will be released by then. We'll get the conversation going. We'll start getting excited as we gear up to cheer on the Blaugrana taking on Mallorca. Again, that is Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come hang out for the live stream right here on the Undefeated channel. Going into this, we look at the La Liga table. Barcelona sitting pretty. Second place right now. Of course, we dropped a couple of points in our opening fixture for this La Liga campaign, but it's been smooth sailing since then. We got 5 wins in a row. We are 2 points down from Real Madrid, and Mallorca are sitting down in 10th, which is about where you'd expect them. They're a mid to lower mid level club. They're not going to be competing for a spot in Europe. They're not going to be competing for a title. So Barcelona should get 3 points in this one. However, it's not always that easy. In fact, if we take a look back at the last 2 matches against Mallorca, back in January, a 1-0 victory the last time that we were at Mallorca. That was thanks to Luke to Goat. Thank you very much, sir. And then back in May, a 2-1 victory at home. So 2 victories with a goal margin no greater than 1 in either of those matches. So this is not going to be super easy. Like I said, even though we're sitting second, Mallorca's sitting in 10th right now, this is not going to be a walk in the park. Mallorca knows that we're coming into this a little bit injured. They know that we've got a long list of tough fixtures for this month, and they're going to be smelling that blood in the water. They're going to be coming after us. So we got to be ready. We got to go in with the right mindset, the right mentality, the right tactics, the right lineup, which we'll be getting to in just 1 second. First, I want to share just a few fun facts going into this match. This is, of course, shared by, I believe this is ESPN that puts these together, but just a few insights going into this match before we get into a predicted starting 11 for Barcelona. First one, Mallorca are winless in their last 12 meetings with Barcelona in La Liga. 1 draw, 11 losses, losing the last 9. They have never lost 10 in a row against the same opponent in top flight. So they're trying to avoid that streak, but Barcelona looking to hammer it home. Second one here, Barcelona have won 12 of their last 13 visits to Mallorca in La Liga. 1 win, 1 win having only, what does that say? In La Liga, W1, having won only 2 of the previous 9. Okay, let me read that again. Barcelona have won 12 of their last 13 visits to Mallorca in La Liga, having won only 2 of the previous 9, 2 draws, 5 losses. The only exception is in this run being a 1-2 defeat in May of 2009, Pep Guardiola as manager and Gregorio Manzano on the Balearic bench. That stat doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That almost made my eyes cross. I don't know if it's just too early, if I haven't had enough coffee. That one almost gave me a headache. Anyway, moving right along to our next fun fact here. Mallorca have won 4 of their last 7 La Liga home games with 1 draw, 2 losses, as many victories as in their previous 16 home matches in the top flight. Don't care. Irrelevant. Barcelona have taken 16 points. Barcelona have taken 16 points after their first 6 games in La Liga and conceded just 1 goal. Their best start in terms of points at this stage in a top-flight campaign since 2017-18, and they haven't conceded fewer goals after 6 games since 2014-15. 2 good seasons for Barcelona. I love it. Last stat here. Only PSG have a higher expected goal figure than Barcelona among the teams in the Big 5 European leagues this season, while they have the lowest expected goal against tally in the Big 5. Folks, Those are amazing stats, actually. Barcelona looking strong, looking real strong going into this. The clean sheets are there. The goals are there. We're building something special here at Barcelona. Yes, we had a little bit of setbacks here with the international break and the injuries to Koundé, Araujo, Memphis, De Jong, seemingly Dembele, but he's back. Little hiccup, all right? Little minor hiccup, no big deal. We're going to get into this, all right? If we go to Barcelona's last results, just to look at our form, yes, we had that, again, talking about hiccups, that little hiccup against Bayern, but we responded well. 3-0 victory against Elche. Sticking with La Liga, we had a 4-0 victory over Cadiz, 3-0 over Sevilla, 4-0 over Valladolid. This is good stuff, folks. This is all good stuff. Barcelona hitting their stride at the right time going into this month. The injuries, unexpected. It's a bit of a challenge, but we're going to get through it. This is why Xavi built the team the way that he did over the summer. This is why we got so much depth in our squad. This is why we have 2, sometimes 3 players per position, with a couple of exceptions, so that when injury, illness, suspension occurs, we're ready. Okay, so with that said, I think we are ready to go ahead and dive in to the predicted lineups for Mallorca versus Barcelona. Of course, let's reiterate who we are playing without. We do have some injuries. Memphis Depay, he's going to be out for about a month. Frankie de Jong is looking like maybe just a week or so before he can return. Araujo, that's going to be long-term. He elected for surgery. He's probably going to miss the World Cup. We will see him in 2023. Man, heartbreaker. Bellerin picked up some discomfort, a bit of a knock. I'm assuming he's going to be unavailable. Could be wrong about this one, all right? Could be getting ahead of myself. Maybe Bellerin is going to be match fit, but the reports that I'm reading as of today are suggesting he's going to be unavailable, as well as Koundé. I started off with some good news at the start of today's episode of Wake Up in Barca, sharing that Koundé might be available for El Clasico, but I would not expect him before then. So Jules Koundé, Araujo, Bellerin, Memphis Depay, and De Jong all unavailable for Barcelona taking on Mallorca. With that out of the way, let's jump over to what I predict will be a starting 11 to take on Mallorca in La Liga this Saturday. Again, folks, if you are not subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. Turn on notifications so you know when we're live. We'll be going live about 10 minutes before kickoff for Mallorca hosting Barcelona, which is 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Saturday. Make sure you tune in for that one. Okay, lineup. Here it comes, folks. Of course, we're going with Ter Stegen. No surprises there. The clean sheet king this season. He got a little bit of playing time for Germany over the international break. Mixed results, but you know what? Shake that off. Come back to your home in Barcelona. This is where he's got that foothold to regain his status as an elite goalkeeper in Europe. It's happening this season. I'm going to say it time and time again until you all are sick of me singing his praises. But this is Ter Stegen's year. In front of him, again, due to the injuries, we got to get a little bit creative. But one position that I am quite sure of is that Balde will maintain his starting position in the left back role. Alba, Alonso, fighting for playing time, but this is not going to be one of those matches. With a patchwork defense that we're going to be putting out there, I think we're going to need that pace on the left wing. So Balde goes on the left wing. My first center back of the 2 pairings, I'm going Christensen. Araujo, unavailable. Koundé, unavailable. So I'm going Christensen there. He's going to be able to ping those long balls. He's going to give us a big physical presence, and he's going to play next to PK. I know some of you right there just cringed a little bit. Your beeholes puckered up a little bit, thinking, oh no, not PK. But yes, PK, this is his time to shine. This is where he's going to turn around his season in the eyes of the supporters. He's going to shake off that summer with all the Shakira drama and everything else. He's going to be focused. He's going to be match fit. He might even be wearing the armband. And PK, next to Christensen, going to be our center back pairings. Now, right back is where it gets interesting. Everybody was hoping that Roberto was going to be at least healthy enough to get the start. It's looking like he's going to be on the bench, but not ready to be in the starting 11. So, Bellerin injured. Roberto can't start. Koundé's out. Araujo's out. Who does that leave us for right back options? I'm going Garcia. Some of you in the chat already mentioned, well, why not put Alonso? Why not put Alba out on the right wing? Nah, they need to stay on the left side if they're going to play. There is an option that we'll look at, we'll play around with here once I get through the starting 11 that might include Alonso or Jordi Alba. But for right now, I think what would make sense is Balde, Christensen, PK, and Garcia. And then as we push forward on the attack, we shift a bit so that Balde becomes more of a left wing and we go with a 3 center back formation on the attack. That's what I'm thinking we're going to see from Xavi. In the midfield, no surprises. With Frankie injured, it's Busi, it's Pedri, it's Gavi. That's all day long. I think Kessié will get some significant playing time in this, particularly because those 3 got a lot of playing time for Spain over the international break. So Kessié coming in with some fresh legs, not as much playing time. I think that he'll come off the bench sometime in the second half, but we're going to start with Busi, Pedri, and Gavi. In the attack, the front 3, no surprises. Lewandowski, he's the staple. He's becoming the mastermind of the attacking trio. He's setting up goals. He's scoring goals. He can be a target man. He can get in behind him. I'm loving everything from Lewandowski. Thankfully, we do have Dembele returning from a minor injury, some discomfort as reported. Again, over international break, had to be, was he subbed off? No, I think he came on late in a match for France and then did not start the next one because of some discomfort. But he's back with Barcelona. He's feeling good. All signs are saying that he's fit, he's healthy, he's ready to go. So for me, Dembele starts. I think we see a fair amount of Ansu in this one. 45 minutes, hopefully, but I don't think he starts. I think Ansu Fati being left behind, not selected for Spain, I think is a big indicator for where his health is right now. So more on that later on. But Dembele, Lewandowski, and then of course Rafinha on that right-hand side. I'm hoping for big things from Rafinha in this match. I'm hoping that he comes on and says, you know what? I know we got some injuries. I know everybody's a little bit nervous right now. I know we got a big month ahead of us. Give me the ball and watch what I do with it. That's what I'm hoping for Rafinha. So we got really a good starting 11 here, folks. I'll say this. I know that we're concerned. I know that the injury woes are alarming. I know that we all want to see Araujo and Koundé and everybody else out there so we can have our best Barcelona squad. But if you look at this starting 11, it's still better than what we were putting out for most of the last 2 seasons. Okay? Even with that patchwork defense, Balde, Christensen, PK, Garcia, even with that, we are still putting out a quality team that we can definitely get 3 points away to Mallorca. And then we'll go from there. Hopefully De Jong is back. Hopefully Koundé's back sooner rather than later. Because it's patchwork right now, folks. If we reveal the bench, the non-starters here, you can see there's some gaps. We're going to have to bring up some Barça B players. On the bench, we do have Alba and Alonso. I'm assuming we'll have Pablo Torre. We have Inaki Peña and Teñas. We have Kessié. We have Torres. We'll have Roberto and Ansu, who are not 90-minute match fit. So we're going to have to bring up some Barça Athletic players. I know I keep going back calling them Barça B and Barça Athletic. Same thing. When I was growing up, they were Barça B, Barça Athletic. Anyway, I digress. Before we take a quick glance at some potential Barça B players, let me give you one other option that we could maybe go with. Let's just say, I'd have to pick one of the center backs. Let's just say Christensen doesn't get the start, okay? It's possible we could see Alonso get the start and the same sort of shift happens. As we get the ball, as we push into the attacking third, Balde slides further up that left wing. Alonso slides out left in a 3 center back formation where you have Alonso, PK, and Garcia. I don't like that as much. I think that takes away a little bit of pace, and I think it makes us a little bit less secure. So while that is an option, I think I'd rather see, and it's more likely that we're going to see, some sort of combination of Christensen, PK, Garcia. I think Garcia is the most likely to be on that right-hand side, but he's not going to be playing a traditional right-back role. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. Doing my best to get in Xavi's head here, but he might come up with something crazy. He might just start with 3 backs, skip a left back, come out with 5 in the midfield. Who knows? Who knows? Xavi, of course, played more of a 3-4-3 with Al Sadd, his former club. We'll see what happens, folks. Prediction-wise for this match against Mallorca, away from home, Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Come hang out with us. I think Barcelona, despite having some injury problems, still come up big with this one and still get a clean sheet. I'm going 3-0 Barcelona, and I'm going to go a brace from Lewandowski and a goal for Ferran Torres. Ooh, I didn't think I was going to say that. I didn't even think I was going to say that, but I just did, and I said it. Lewandowski, double, goal for Ferran Torres, who actually, by the way, now that I'm thinking about it, since Dembele did take a knock, it could be, folks, that Ferran Torres gets a start. Now that I'm just sitting here talking out loud, thinking out loud, as Ed Sheeran would say. Idiot. Could be Ferran. Could be Ferran Torres. Again, had a wonderful conversation with Barça Boy and Buga Luis. That will be coming out on Buga's channel later today. We talked all about Ferran Torres, our expectations, where he should be playing, all those things. For me, I think this could be a time for Ferran to shine. This could be Ferran's month. Dembele took a knock. Ansu Fati's not quite ready yet. Memphis Depay is out injured. And we've got a lot of fixtures. Folks, this could be Ferran's month. Could be 3-0 to Barcelona. 2 goals for Lewandowski. 1 for Ferran Torres, whether he starts or coming off the bench. That's my prediction. I'm going to pause there. I'll turn to the chat. I want to get your predictions. I want to get your thoughts on my predicted starting lineup as well. What did I get right? What did I get wrong? What is your prediction? Whether you're watching live or on replay, let me know. We'll keep the conversation going. I'm going to turn to the chat. But if you are watching on replay, let me know down in the comments. And for all of you watching live or on replay, let's take a moment, hit that thumbs up button, drop a like, show your love and support for the channel. Easiest way to do so is to hit that like button, gets the algorithm going, gets some more eyes on the channel, keeps this community growing, which is what we're doing here. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers so that we can bring all the culés together. That's the plan here, folks. Connecting culés from around the world, good football, good conversation, support the badge, support each other, what we do here on the Undefeated channel. So if you are just finding us for the first time, welcome, my friend. I hope you are enjoying the show. If you are, smash that like button. Okay, let's see what we think from the chat. Levi right away says, no, I would go 3-4-3. We'll see. Maybe. It's quite possible. I don't love our right back options right now. We don't have anything close to a natural right back. Roberto, I guess, would be the closest one, and he's not 90 minutes match fit yet. So, could be a 3-4-3. Absolutely. Levi says, were you sad when Des left? Yes. I'm hoping things work out. I think he needed to leave, find a club that's going to give him some more playing time going into the World Cup. So for him personally, I think it was good. As an American, I would love to see an American represented, representing the Blaugrana. But even with my bias, I have to admit that he was pretty inconsistent, pretty frustrating to watch at times. So I think it was best to go out on loan, and we'll see what happens from there. We shall see. Levi coming in with the 1-3 prediction. Mallorca 1, Barcelona 3. Ayer says 3-0, Lewandowski with 2, Pedri with 1. Our score lines are in alignment there. Chris says 5-0 to Barca, Lewandowski hat-trick, Pedri and PK getting the other 2. Love to see it. Chris E with the bold prediction. And you know what? If PK could come in and get a start, get a goal, start carrying this team a little bit, I don't hate that at all. Not even a little bit. Royson says Ferran could really improve. Yes, but he'll get there, okay? Think of him as the setup man. He's there to build up the attack. I'm not relying on him to necessarily put the ball in the back of the net or be the one to get the assist even. I want him there building up the attack, getting us into the final third. Then Lewandowski, Dembele, Rafinha, and others can take it on from there. But Ferran Torres is going to be crucial in building Barcelona's attack. I'm feeling it. Gene says, talking about Des, what do you think we should do if he fails to impress at Milan? Well, we'll sell him. Somebody will pay $15 million for him because you'll make that back in kit sales just from the American audience buying the new kit. So somebody, whether he performs well or not, somebody will pay $15 million for Dest. I'm confident about that. DG says 4-0 to Barcelona. Love the prediction. King Kong says, asks, when did I start supporting Barcelona? 2004. Actually, I've been doing this a while. 2004. Ronaldinho initially got me into it, and then Puyol, Eto'o, Xavi, Iniesta, Gili, Mark van Bommel even. I liked him for a period of time. Giovanni van Bronckhorst. That era of players kept me in, and now I am fully committed. Excuse me. Fully committed to the Blaugrana now. Excuse me, got a little bit of phlegm on this early morning. Part of the show, guys. Part of the show. Sahil, how you doing, sir? Says, want Rafinha finishing the goal he scored with Brazil. Rafinha's finishing will come. Give him time. Ferran Torres will continue to improve. Give him time. We got to continue to support our players, all right? Players particularly that have come from smaller clubs to Barcelona. Ferran Torres, not so much. Man City's not a small club. But Rafinha going from Leeds to Barcelona, for example. Anytime that you go to a big club, you change countries, new set and setting, you might have been moving your family, all of these things, right? It all factors in. So give people like a year or so is what I like to say. Give people about a year to get settled in. Then you start to really see what they're made of. So speaking of what people are made of, I hope everybody can come back and hang out with us tomorrow for the live match so we can see what this Barcelona team is made of as we take on Mallorca. Again, kickoff is at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Convert that for your time zone because we got culés watching from all over the world. So I don't want you to miss it. Make sure you're subscribed, turn on notifications. We'll be live about 10 minutes before kickoff. We'll reiterate the lineups. We'll go over predictions. We'll start cheering on the Blaugrana, get the excitement going as we wait for Barcelona to get their 3 points away from home against Mallorca. All right, with that out of the way, folks, I hope everybody enjoyed the show, enjoyed the live stream. Again, keep an eye out for Buga Luis. He's going to be posting some videos later today. Buga, myself, and Barça Boy had some great conversation around Messi. Should he or shouldn't he come back to Barcelona? Around Ferran Torres. And we also talked about future captains for Barcelona. So great conversation. It was my first time connecting with Barça Boy, so that was cool. Third time, I think, connecting with Buga. At this point, it's blending together. We're going to be doing a lot together. So look for that. Make sure you're subscribed to Barça Boy. Make sure you're subscribed to Buga Luis. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel and come back and hang out with us tomorrow for the Mallorca versus Barcelona live watch along. Thank you so much for coming in and spending your morning with me. Thank you, Ayush, my stash mod, Kyle, Kudis, Steve. We missed you, but we'll catch you next time. Thank you for your support. Thank you to everybody in the Stash Squad for your love and support. Go out there and do good things, positive interactions, high fives and hugs for whoever wants them. And I will see you tomorrow for Mallorca versus Barcelona. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking a ride. Mwah.